Hey guys, Paul, Asher Automotive. Got a 2016 F250 here. Did a video some time ago on a Dodge, the crankcase ventilation filter. We're going to do one on an F250 here today. For you guys that want to have this done, again, an aftermarket one's probably going to run you about $300. OE one's going to run you probably closer to $550 by the time you get labor installed in these things. Just so you guys know, this is what it looks like in the 16 model. Some of the older models come as an assembly like this. The filter's inside here, and you have to replace this whole piece right here. I know for some of you guys that got the newer 6.7s, say 17, 18, 19, you can just replace the filter in there. Ford was nice enough to make it where you can take this top off and just replace the filter. Those are much cheaper. You can probably do one of those for about $150 at your local auto supply store and do them yourself. But if you want one of us to do it, to put this in, you're probably looking close to $500 to do one of these. So anyway, we're gonna get this thing installed for this guy. I do want you to know the reason why you want to replace these is it'll cause major oil leaks with your engine if you don't replace these at regular intervals, usually 40 to 50,000 miles. You're going to wind up replacing front crank seals, rear crank seals, both, one or the other. And for any of you guys who've ever priced out replacing any of those seals, it's going to be a lot more expensive than just replacing this filter every 40 or 50,000 miles. So this is, again, one of those maintenance items that people forget about, don't know they have, or just don't pay attention to. So if you're getting your truck checked out at your local repair shop and they tell you you need one of these and you haven't had it done in the last 40 or 50,000 miles, I would really take that to heart and get that done for you. So anyway, I'm gonna have Justin put this thing on.
We started by disconnecting the fuel lines going to the fuel filter. Then we disconnected the crankcase ventilation filter and unscrewed the bolts holding it on.
See, this is the original crankcase filter. They got the original IQA numbers for the injectors on it. That's basically how we tell it's never been changed. Ford puts the IQA numbers on it, so you can, if you ever have an injector change or something like that, or the memory gets erased, you got your IQAs on there. If I see this and it's got more than 50,000 miles, I'm recommending changing it. If you ever had one of these go bad or anything, you'll see them swell up. And also, if you pop off the oil cap, you can feel crankcase pressure, which also blows out your oil seals. If y'all guys ever done an oil pan on one of these things, it's $4,000 probably. It labors probably 20 hours or so to get in there, and there's 4 bolts they're underneath the cross member that are not even fun to mess with. So if you don't want to do an expensive ass job, this is a thing to do. If you want to keep your 6.7 from not having oil leaks, this is a prime culprit right here. The crankcase filter, take this off. You got 1 10mm down here, 1 10mm down here, and 2 10mm down here. And then this guy, you're just gonna give it a cool little snug, and it's gonna pop off. The newer ones have clips, so you can twist this, and then it'll snap off and pull off. Also, newer ones also have pressure sensors. I've never had one give a bad reading, and even when they're all ballooned up, this is just something to change for sure.
Once that was finished, we installed the new one, making sure to tighten down all the bolts.
Like this much, right?
Fucked mine up.
We got the crankcase filter wrapped up. I'm about to prime the fuel filter. I did take it off and a little bit of fuel came out of it. I like to prime these. Less time you leave that pump gets dried out. Of course, you're not gonna have a metal in the system or any of that. CPU4 going bad. So I like to prime them a little bit and then do the key cycle. So about 30 seconds, shut it off, do another 30 seconds to get fuel up to that second fuel filter. Go ahead and fire it off. And usually most of the time it busts right off. Important to do it, especially with these CP4s, the way they go bad. So. All right, let's fire it up.
Again, this is one of the most forgotten maintenance items that all diesel owners just forget about, or like I said, don't realize the importance of it. Replace it about every 40 to 50,000 miles. Save yourself a lot of grief and a lot of oil leaks down the road. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.